Hello and welcome back to another video. I am so glad you're here. On this channel, I talk about news, controversies, and drama on the bookish side of the internet, and I certainly hope you will stick around. So in today's video, we're going off our normal track a bit and talking about something that's not directly book related, but as I've spoken quite a bit about pity marketing lately, I thought it was relevant. If you are active on Threads at all, you might have heard the term StickerGate floating around recently, and what a story this one is. So the main character here is Rachel Doodles and More, the owner of a sticker shop called Doodles and Sketches. She sells brightly colored designs, generally themed around social justice, mental health, politics. So this story has like a lot of different side stories. So I'm just going to go through it all in the order that I happened upon it. So the following post came across my feed, and I actually ended up following Rachel after seeing this post because she seemed funny, her stickers were cute, our politics align. So it says, lost a MAGA mom potential customer worth hundreds, if not thousands. Gained a community worth everything. $2,266 in the last 24 hours. 50 plus orders, blankets sold out, and my faith in humanity fully restored. Turns out compassion and chaos sell better than hate ever will. I'm so tired of MAGA telling me I can't do this without them. They're not the backbone of small business. They are the people threatening it because someone had the nerve to say, hey, maybe everyone deserves rights. I'm not scared of losing their money. Then she says, I replied to that lady's form submission to see if it was real, and it hasn't bounced. I'm curious if she's going to reply. Good news is I see no orders under that email address. But you'll see mine, just placed my order to share with clients. I'm loving all this so much, but can't find the original message from Michelle. And much like Brittany here, I was also very confused at this point, but luckily Rachel then got us all caught up to speed. So she says, how petty do I get? A woman named Michelle, yes, no money for woke business owners at AOL.com, which is the email address you'll see in a second, emailed to say she almost bought from my woke little sticker shop. I replied politely, thanked her for the exposure, and mentioned her rant went viral, earning me $6K in a day. She wrote back furious, called me arrogant, said my sales were fake, and God bless, you clearly need it. So do I leave it, reply, or sign her up for every Democratic email list? And this is what the email that was sent to her, it wasn't an email, it was through her contact me page on her website. So name anonymous, email no money for woke business owners at AOL.com. I just wanted to let you know how disappointed I am. A friend of mine shared a picture of your K-pop Demon Hunter blanket, and I thought it was adorable. I was this close to placing a huge order, not just for me, but for my kids, my nieces and nephews, even the other moms in our group chat. I was already planning to share your website with my entire Facebook group of over 200 moms who love supporting small businesses. You could have made hundreds of dollars from me alone, and thousands once all my friends started buying too. But then I made the mistake of finding your ridiculously democratic, I don't know if that's a typo or if that's a thing people say, but I think it's funny, stickers, as well as your woke little social media account. I was horrified by what I found. Post after post pushing your woke political agenda, mocking good Christian conservatives, and even celebrating the death of Charlie Kirk. How disgusting. I cannot in good conscience give my money to someone who supports such hateful, divisive nonsense. You could have been successful if you just kept your politics to yourself, but instead you had to go and alienate half the country. Such a shame. I'll be spending my money with a company that actually respects our values and loves America. Have fun with your little activist sticker shop. You just lost out on hundreds of dollars because you couldn't stop being political about everything. God bless. And like she said, Rachel decided to respond to the email address that was supplied on the form. She said, hi, Anonymous. Thank you for taking the time to share your thoughts about my woke little sticker shop. I truly appreciate the passion behind your message. You'll be happy to know your email made quite an impact. It went viral, sparked thousands of laughs, and ended up giving my small business the best sales day I've ever had. Over $6,000 in orders in one day, all thanks to your heartfelt warning that I'd lose hundreds. So while I understand you'll be shopping elsewhere, I genuinely thank you for the exposure and entertainment. You've reminded me that standing by my values is worth far more than any sale. Wishing you all the best in finding a company that perfectly matches your worldview, and maybe one that sells mirrors too. Warm regards, Rachel, owner, Doodles and Sketches. And you can see here at the bottom, she attached screenshots of her sales for the day. And she's using this like clapback email to an anonymous sender to show off how well she's doing in business. I mean, at least that's how I see it. Now, when Rachel ends up getting a response from this email address that clearly appeared to be fake, she posts that too. Oh my god, she replied, and of fucking course she uses Comic Sans. And then she screenshotted the email. It says, Rachel, wow, you really think you're clever, don't you? Typical liberal behavior by twisting things around and acting smug. You can mock me all you want, but everyone knows your viral success is fake. There's no way your little sticker shop made $6,000 overnight. You probably made that number up for attention and validation from your woke echo chamber. You think being rude and condescending makes you strong, but it just shows your true colors. You are arrogant, hateful, and intolerant. You can pretend you're better than people like me, but at least I don't need to tear others down to feel good about myself. And by the way, that mirror comment, real mature. You've just proven exactly why people like me don't support small businesses like yours anymore. Enjoy your made-up sales and your online fan club of miserable liberals. God bless, you clearly need it, Michelle. So now we have Michelle giving like big Christina K energy, what with the Comic Sans and just the long-winded, nonsensical writing. So Rachel seems to have always been someone who updates her threads multiple times a day. Nothing wrong with that. But all of her posts start to center around Michelle, and her account started to grow like crazy. I mean, she got me, so. This one says, poorly trying to reorganize my workspace because I have to order like 40 blankets for the pre-order. Thanks, Michelle. And here's another one. You can see she's made thanks, Michelle into like the little subject thing. So which sticker do you think caused me to lose hundreds, maybe thousands from Michelle and the Patriotic Shopping Network? Was it fuck Donald and crew? Didn't survive a pandemic for this shit? DJT is a PDF file? Domestic terrorist red hat, or maybe fuck me like the government does. Like, I have questions. This next one she posted has a screenshot of Michelle's next email, and she writes, I can see it now. I'm reporting her because I harassed her and now I'm facing the consequences of my actions. Also, I haven't freaking emailed her since yesterday, so I guess she's just throwing this massive ass tantrum now because she thought I'd feel sad privately rather than sharing her message with my followers and getting orders as a result of this. So yeah. And her most recent email had said, you need to stop emailing me right now or I'm reporting you to every Facebook business beware group I have access to for harassment. Consider this my last warning. Clearly just very unhinged and irrational behavior by a total stranger. But sharing all of this to her followers is only doing good things for Rachel because not only does she keep getting more people like interested and along for the ride, but people are feeling bad for her and buying her stickers as like a big fuck you to old Michelle. Our old friend Pity Marketing reappears. So this is what she posts next. 48 hours ago, a MAGA mom told me I'd lose out on tons of sales for being too political. Since then, gained almost 2,000 new followers, $10,383 in sales, 200 plus orders, 47 blanket pre-orders. She thought she'd cancel me. Instead, she launched me. Thanks, Michelle. Heartwarming, right? Exposing MAGAs for their own idiocy, really bringing people together. And the emails from Michelle continue, so of course Rachel posts them for all of us invested in her nonsense. You'll never guess who emailed me suggesting that since I used her emails as marketing, that I now owe her sales money. Guess. Oh, and Michelle, no sales money for you, but I will happily contribute to some amazing charities in your honor. There, Michelle, $100 to my local food bank. I hope you don't find feeding people in need offensive. And then she posted a screenshot of her donation. So every single one of these threads has hundreds of comments. So for the sake of my poor phone's memory, I just stuck to the main plotline here, but we will get into outside thoughts and opinions in a little bit. But for reference, Rachel and the folks in her comments decided to start referring to Michelle as Michelle, so Rachel could design a sticker around this situation without insulting the Michelles of the world. She says, so I guess we're calling her Michelle now. I was trying to find a tactful way to make a sticker about her, but without pissing off the good Michelles. So yes, Michelle it is. I keep wondering if democratic was intentional or a typo. Me too. It's very clever. I don't know. I usually respond to demon rats with Republicans. Then she says, holy crap, the comments on all the Michelle posts have been making me smile all damn day. The collective joy over one sad mega mom's audacity might be the strongest community bonding experience I've ever witnessed. I'm still recovering from this stupid cold and feel like I got hit by a truck, but damn, y'all make it better. I checked the spam folder and I see 3 more emails from Mega Mom Michelle. I don't have the spoons to check them yet. Wonder what she got so worked up about overnight. Decision, I'm going to let them pile and not read them at all. Maybe she'll get mad enough and show up on Threads, and you can all deal with her bullshit. I have 300 orders to work on. So Michelle is just out there sending email after raging email, but Rachel's sales are still sky high. And of course, she wasn't just gonna let the emails sit there. The people need to see them. So at the same time, Rachel's printer breaks, and it's great that she's having this surge of business so she can go buy a new one. Fucking Michelle put a hex on me. No, she didn't, but my printer officially kicked the bucket. Worst case scenario, it comes on Friday. Best case, my husband can take me to Minneapolis tonight. Now I'm going to cry, 'cause fuck. No thanks, Michelle, this time, though. Even more emails then come through. I'm just going to say, yikes, Michelle. I'm debating if I should read these on the way to pick up my new printer. And the subject lines are, you ruined Christmas. I can't even go online anymore. You think I don't see. You'll see. I'll do it better. Pay me. And then she says, for those asking the times, sorry, doing this in the car is super awkward on my laptop. And then she lists the time, the screenshot with the times, and you can see that she sent the first email at 1:58 a.m. and the last one at 4:16 p.m. So Michelle has been very busy, and she added, okay, for anyone asking what the story is, I pinned the first interaction with Michelle to my profile. It all goes downhill from there. Someone suggests she calls law enforcement for harassment. Someone else says if it escalates, you know. So, email number 1. You think this is funny, sent at 1:58 a.m. on 11/4/2025. Rachel, I hope you're proud of yourself. I saw what you posted, the screenshots, the comments, the people laughing at me. You've turned me into some kind of joke, and for what? Because I told the truth? Because I stood up for what I believe in? I wrote you a private contact form, private, and you blasted it all over the internet so your little fan club could dogpile me. And now you're getting orders and attention like it's something to celebrate. You're literally profiting off of bullying and hate, and somehow I'm the bad guy? It's disgusting, Rachel. You call yourself a business owner, but all you've done is mock hardworking, God-fearing Americans who actually care about this country. You wouldn't even be relevant if it weren't for me saying something. I guess you should be thanking me because clearly I made you famous. She did thank her. But don't worry, because karma catches up to people who build success on lies and cruelty. You can laugh now, but deep down you know you crossed a line. My laptop died, and it doesn't show on my phone, but this was written in Comic Sans. I did decide to read them to screen for threats in case I needed to file a police report. Nothing concerning, just a batshit lady. I thought this couldn't get any funnier, but Comic Sans, OMG. Email number 2, pay me. Sent at 3:03 a.m. on 11/4/2025. Rachel, I cannot believe what you've done. I reached out to you in good faith to warn you about how your business was reflecting on decent Americans, and you turned it into some viral freak show. Do you have any idea how many people have sent me your posts? How many strangers are messaging me because you decided to make a spectacle out of my words? You've made thousands of dollars off my name, off my message, off the controversy that I started. And now everyone's acting like you're some kind of hero while I'm being harassed for trying to stand up for morals and common sense. You built an entire marketing campaign off my email, my words, and I didn't see a single cent. That's theft, Rachel. Intellectual property, emotional labor, free publicity. Whatever you want to call it, you know exactly what you did. I expect compensation for the role I played in your success. 20% of your earnings from the week you went viral would be a start, or at the very least, public acknowledgement that I'm the reason you even have this platform. That's happened. You can mock me all you want, but you and I both know your little liberal fan base wouldn't have rallied around you if it weren't for me. I gave you your moment. You should be thanking me. I'll be watching to see how you handle this. Email number 3, I'll do it better, sent at 4:11 a.m. on 11/4/2025. Rachel, okay, you know what? I've had it. I'm done being the punchline while you sit back and cash checks off my name. If you won't credit me, if you won't pay me, then I'll just beat you at your own game. I'm launching a site, a real one, gorgeous hoodies, enamel mugs, prayer circle scarves, the whole patriotic shebang made for real moms who actually love this country, not performative internet clout chasers. I have people, I have groups, I have reach. You think your little liberal cheer squad can compete with thousands of MAGA moms who will buy anything that says "We the People" in cursive? Please. Telling on herself. You made bank off my words. Fine, I'll make way more. I'll sell it on Sunday church bulletins, on porch groups, at bake sales, at school fundraisers. I'll have more organic reach than your algorithm ever dreamed of. You'll see my site, my brand, my face on stickers and blankets, and yes, I'll have a line called "Doing God's Work One Sticker at a Time." And don't think for a second I'm being nice about it. I'll be everywhere. Targeted ads, neighborhood threads, phone calls. People will send their friends. Orders will flood in. You'll refresh your sales page and wonder how the hell my one comment turned into a whole business vertical. And let's be clear, you owe me. I didn't ask for viral fame. I got dragged into it, and I got harassed for it. A modest cut of your windfall is the least you could do, or at minimum, a public line saying, "Thanks, Michelle, for the free publicity." But if you'd rather keep the money and the applause, that's on you. I'll take my victory elsewhere. Enjoy your moment, Rachel. I hope the spotlight is warm because I'm coming for your demographic share. I don't do subtle. Pretty sure they don't have, like, the same demographic. Pretty sure there's no overlap, but okay. Email number 4, you'll see, sent at 10:06 a.m. on 11/4/2025. Rachel, I don't even know what's happening anymore. You think this is funny? You think all those people buying your little stickers means you won? Newsflash, you just woke up a beast. I've already got a domain name, a logo, and women asking me where to pre-order. You don't own cute designs, sweetheart. Just wait. MAGA moms are going to blow your hippie nonsense out of the water. My neighbor's cousin runs a print shop. My pastor's wife has followers. It's over for you. Don't act like I didn't warn you. I'll be bigger, louder, realer. You'll see. And then she makes a little, like, hippie nonsense comment. Email number 5, you think I don't see, sent at 12:36 p.m. on 11/4/2025. Rachel, you think silence makes you innocent? Everyone knows. Everyone. This is bigger than stickers now. Way bigger. Just wait. Email number 6, I can't even go online anymore, sent at 2:26 p.m. on 11/4/2025. Rachel, I hope you're happy. My email is flooded, my phone won't stop buzzing, and I just got subscribed to some Democrats for Equality newsletter and a gay sweater box thing. I can't even open AOL without another stranger calling me a monster. You did this. You turned me into some meme for your followers to laugh at while I'm sitting here drowning in hate mail. I tried to help you, and now my reputation is trashed. You've ruined everything. And then she says at the bottom, you did this to yourself, lady. And how the Rachel Doodles ruined Michelle's Christmas. Email number 7, you ruined Christmas, sent at 4:16 p.m. on 11/4/2025. You ruined Christmas. I can't even get those stupid blankets because of you. Everyone's talking about them, and I can't even look at your page without wanting to scream. I ruined Christmas because she can't buy a blanket. Yep, thank God she's been quiet since. So things got intense really quickly. These emails were all sent in a span of like 14 hours. And then we went from Michelle being horribly offended and disappointed to thinking she's owed money to starting her own competing business to Rachel ruining Christmas. It's been a ride. So it's at this point that people begin to ask some questions because this situation is just getting a little unbelievable. So Rachel decides to clarify a few things. Clearing up a few things that have left some confusion with Michelle. How did we get her email? I replied to the email sent on the contact form. I sent her a thank you email to be petty after going viral. She originally contacted me anonymously on my contact me form on my website, but I left her email accessible because I originally thought it was a fake email. Her name is attached to the email, the AOL one. This is how we learned her name. So people started speculating that this was all a marketing ploy, and there were so many comments on her posts that really they got buried. Plus, Rachel had some folks come in to defend her. This one says, I gotta hand it to you. Making this whole thing up and using ChatGPT to create a fake person emailing you is a pretty genius way to get sympathy purchases from Fredsters. Brava. Someone else said, thank you. I thought I was going crazy for a minute, but the emails on both sides are so obviously AI. Warm regards. Literally only AI closes emails this way. Exactly, LOL. Tried it, got traction, slammed her foot on the pedal. In this economy, enjoy the sales, girl. What kind of products do you sell? Exchanges like this can happen if people actually want your product. Also, many people in the corporate world use warm regards. Get so real. Now, I don't know how many followers she had when this saga began, but suddenly she had 41,000. Holy shit, where did 41,000 followers come from? We, aka the husband and I, have returned safely from our adventure to retrieve a printer. I bought the warranty. I hope the emails brought you joy and happiness. My husband thought I was crazy the whole ride back while I cackled holding onto my phone sharing the epic saga. Still nothing from Michelle in 6 hours. Maybe she'll finally leave me alone. This person says, can't decide if this is the most brilliant marketing ploy I've ever seen, or if there's really a woman named Michelle out there having an absolute meltdown. Strange times we live in. So yeah, more people are starting to wonder if there is more to this than just a crazy MAGA mom going off the deep end. But Michelle keeps writing emails and Rachel keeps sharing them. She writes, well guys, guess who graced my inbox asking for help? Email number 8. I need to know how you do it. Don't get cocky. Sent at 3:03 p.m. on 11/5/2025. Rachel, I've been thinking about you way too much lately, which by the way is your fault. But thankfully this business I'm creating is helping me get over my anger at you. Every time I open AOL and Threads, there you are, smiling, selling, swimming in sales like some kind of liberal Scrooge. It's infuriating, and yet I can't stop watching. You obviously don't deserve it, but somehow you've cracked the code. So I need to know, how did you build your site? Did you use Shopify, Wix, hire somebody? Because I'm starting my own thing now. It'll be classy, patriotic, maybe rhinestones, definitely flags. Don't think this means I like you. I still think you're smug and manipulative and entirely too comfortable with your own opinions. You have shitty morals. But I've been Googling how to start an online store for 2 hours and I don't get it. So clearly something's gone wrong or the internet is trying to withhold business information from me. So out of professional courtesy or kindness, since it seems like you can be nice when you want to be, since you owe me your career, can you tell me 1, where you print your merch? 2, how you get that glowy background in your photos? 3, and whether you need an LLC or if I can just tell people God said it's fine. Don't get all proud about helping me. Just send the info so I can prove I can do it better. You owe me, so you better do it. Michelle, founder, in progress. P.S. I'm thinking my tagline will be faith, family, freedom, and free shipping over $75. Thoughts? P.P.S. Blue hair is so tacky, you need to dye it a normal color. P.P.P.S. If you're lying, then you owe me money for my precious time. I was supposed to take my niece out for dinner last night, but you have me obsessed with building a better business. PPPPS. I think that was the right number. Can you tell your friends to stop emailing me and signing up for gay porn websites? I am a Christian woman and I'm about to delete this email because I accidentally clicked on one and I had to call the teen boy next door to help me fix my computer again. Now, this is where in the story I started to feel like things were off. Like, the stereotyping was just too on the nose, and MAGAs have nowhere near the level of self-awareness needed to write an email like this. It reads as satire, and I feel like this is where a lot of others really started to pick up on it too. In her next post, she writes, Dear Michelle, Google is free, YouTube is free, not helping you out. STFU, Rachel. Then she posts a little update. Guys, the email no longer works. I went to tell her to stop contacting me and it bounced back. She's gone. What? No, wait, stop, come back. It's always like this with my scammers. Then Book Becca says, someone found out that your own phone number is linked to this AOL account. Care to explain? What was that you said there, Book Becca? So someone comments on this little kitty that's like, what? And this is the thread that ended up blowing it open. Everyone who had started feeling like things weren't quite right finally started to speak it out loud. Okay, now I'm starting to think this is all a big setup. Credibility of this scenario is dropping. And then Rachel says, I definitely feel like somebody is yanking my chain. It's clear these are all ChatGPT. I don't know, it's insane. And someone says, yes, somebody is definitely yanking your chain. This has gone from unbelievable to not unbelievable. The chain is being yanked from inside the house. Is Michelle in the room with you now? You gotta know when to quit. This is entirely too silly. It was believable up until this. This ruined all the fun for me, as this is clearly not a real person / real story. And to that, Rachel replied that said, I emailed her back to tell her to knock it off and it's completely gone now. And then there's a screenshot with the like mail delivery subsystem address not found. So it's kind of funny because at first Rachel is like, oh yeah, someone clearly has set this up to trick me and how dare they? And everyone else is like, girl, you are the someone. I feel like you made all this up to get big sales. This email is super fake. 100% she did. She owns the Michelle email. Go to Grumpy Greetings Co. She has the proof on her page. What? Another creator found that Rachel's phone number matches the phone number that created the Michelle email account. What? You can find her page. She doesn't want to get involved, so she's not really spreading it herself, so I don't want to tag her. But she did post the proof. Her name is Grumpy Greetings Co. I've been reading the page. I bought stickers off Rachel. Ah, dang. I feel bad for anyone who bought thinking they were supporting this false narrative. I almost did myself, but something didn't feel right. I'm glad I held off. I'd rather support someone who isn't using the horrible state of our politics to get people to rally to make her bank account bigger when she was not under attack by anyone on the other side. So this is where Grumpy Greetings Co. enters the scene. This is another business owned by a woman named Lyanna, who had previously interacted with Rachel. And from what I'm seeing, I feel like you could say they were friendly acquaintances. So she posts the following screenshot, which will become pretty revealing. It says the math ain't mathing, but the numbers sure are. And then she shows where it's like a, signing in multi-step verification. And you can see the text message, that the phone number that you would need to get, the text message to log in. So Queen Gaia says, wait, can someone explain to me what's happening like I'm 5? I feel like I'm missing some context, and I just really want to be sure I've got stuff right, because what I'm seeing people say is wild. And much like Queen Gaia, you might need more explanation. So let's hear Lyanna's story of where this all started in her own words. So she had posted a video saying this, but she also wrote it all out, so I'm going to read it for you. Yeah, so if you don't want to watch the video, I'm making a post to cover all my bases. Today I made the decision to block a creator from the sticker community, and this is why. First off, I want to say this is so awkward and weird, and I'm only posting about it because I know I'll get questions otherwise. Being a tiny creator on the internet is fucking weird. There are like thousands of people here, and a lot of you popped up pretty quickly. I don't know how to be an influencer. I'm just some lady. I do not want to earn money from pity marketing. I want people to support me because they like my shit. I won't be posting screenshots and emails anymore because we get it. MAGA hates people like me, so be it. I know I'm clever with marketing. You love the coupon codes, which is cool because yeah, they're fun to make, but also it's so very exhausting. Instead of putting the focus on these buttheads, I'm going to be selfish and put the spotlight on me. I'm sorry if anything comes off as callous and unkind, just trying to info dump and shit. I'm trying to be the bigger person here, and I don't want to get into the details, but I'm kind of hurting right now if I'm being honest. So much like Rachel did with the Michelle stuff, Lyanna would post screenshots of shitty messages that were sent to her and then make funny coupon codes based on them. She also posted a lot about her own MAGA dad and their interactions. And all of this became a part of how her business grew, not as a marketing tactic, but as a person being genuine about her experiences and then others connecting with that. When I first got into this in the summer, I shared my experiences with my MAGA dad and being a survivor of domestic violence. Y'all really connected with it, but I also know it gained traction because y'all love tea and are nosy bitches because same. I started gaining followers, which was great, and I finally got on the map, got sales, after a year of grinding and being unemployed and on Snap and poor. My husband was laid off too. Anyway, I kept at it. I tried to follow everyone back because I think it's important to feel like this is a two-way relationship, Like, I don't want to just sell you shit. I want to be your friend too. But then Threads started getting mad at me, and that turned into a whole fucking other can of worms. I don't know anything about what she's talking about there. But alas, I digress. I made my weird little niche hole on the internet with my stories and my voice. I actually do enjoy writing, and here we are. But there are consequences to finding your footing on the internet. People start to mimic you, which yes, I understand and it's super flattering, but at the same time, I worked hard for this niche hole on the internet. I worked hard for it. Find your own, I'm not naive enough to think that people will listen to me when I say this. Like, it's the internet, y'all are wild. But I just guess I thought people would respect my genuine lived-in experiences. Sure, some will say that's what you get for making yourself public, but ugh, shut up, I know. But also, it's a fucked up thing to do. Again, I digress. I'm just fucking frustrated. I am a human being with real emotions and this sucks. I don't like having to block people. I don't like having to info dump and be vulnerable, especially when I feel like such total shit right now. You saw me in that video. I look like a rat. No, you didn't. You look beautiful. I'm frustrated because when I ask for space, I received a text message from the creator, literally humble bragging about their notifications blowing up, about how they will have no free time now. And then, without a thought in the world, maybe they did think about it, I don't know, they hopped on my status and then bragged about buying items from me, which personally felt like pity and degrading and icky, and I hated it. That's not a friend. That's targeting someone when they are down. That is building yourself up by standing on the back of others. That's just mean. And I'm saying this as the owner of Grumpy Greetings Co. Sorry, I'm angry. You have every right to be angry. Put yourself first, block who you need to. You make me laugh, and as soon as I can, I want to order a bunch of stickers for me and the girls, whatever. More thread. Fuck, Threads is not updating, so I'm losing where I was in this story. Anyway, I promised not to fake it and be real with you guys even when I'm a train wreck. I tried to play into it to be kind and gracious and supportive, but being called the twin of someone I've never even met gets old. Being tagged in an ongoing saga that feels, let's be honest here, manufactured is exhausting. I only started receiving hate mail from MAGA like 2 days ago, and I'm guessing it only has continued because I stirred the pot. I've been open a year. And fuck it, I guess I said what everyone else is thinking out loud. It's controversial, more power to the creator, but enough is enough. I'm tired of all this. I'm a 35-year-old badass bitch who made something from nothing. I come from nothing. I built up this life for me and me only. Stop trying to, take it. It's weird. I'm not telling you not to buy their stuff. You do what you want. However, I do ask, if you wish to take the time, do your research. And this goes for any person hawking shit on the internet. And for the love of God, be kind. Be humble. Set your fucking boundaries. This business wasn't built out of luck or viral moments. It was built out of a stubborn determination and the kind of grit that comes from refusing to give up when the world tells you to. I may not have $10,000 order days or a 50K following, but what I do have is something that can't be bought. Integrity, and that's worth more than any number on a dashboard. Please respect my peace. Please don't mention the creator. Please don't tag me in shit. Please let me be my own fucking person and let her be hers too. We can coexist without comparison. We can create without competition. You can make money by being real and kind. That's the peace I'm choosing. So if any of that was unclear, let's go back over a few things. So Lyanna and Rachel had totally separate businesses, but their stickers both mainly focused on politics and social justice movements. They followed each other on socials because they're both sticker creators / artists, more on that later, and, professional colleagues being professional. Rachel then started to really lean into the same things that Lyanna was doing, and as is her right, she decided to block Rachel because it was harming her mental health to see Rachel's success based off Lyanna's real experience. I feel like it was pretty brave for her to be so candid about all of that, because envy is a very real emotion, and even when you want the best for the person you're envious of, you don't necessarily need it rubbed in your face, but people can be really judgmental about that, and so I definitely respect Lyanna for being open. Okay, so how does this tie back to the Michelle thing? So earlier in their relationship, Lyanna and Rachel had exchanged phone numbers, again, because they are colleagues and they seem to be friendly. Lyanna says, OMG, hi, I feel like I should just give you my number because I forget DMs. She gave it, and then Rachel gives her number as well. So when Lyanna made this math ain't mathing post, we can see that the phone number connected to Michelle's account and Rachel's phone number have 5 out of 10 digits in common. So that was pretty much the nail in the coffin for all of those who had suspicions that Michelle was actually just Rachel. And Lyanna even made an entire thread laying it all out. She says, hello Threads, I'm here to explain things to you like you're 5. I'm going to try and be as clear as possible, okay? Today I did something anyone could easily do. I went to AOL.com. I copied the email and pasted it into the username box and clicked next. Anyone could have done this. Quite frankly, I was surprised no one had. Now, I've had my suspicions for a while because I have previously caught her posting something sketchy. Clicking next was a risk because OMG, what if the email didn't exist? And OMG, what if I was wrong the whole time and she's just genuine? That was not the case. When I hit next, it brought me to a verification screen, something new I didn't even know existed within the capabilities of America Online. The first digit matched the beginning of Doodlebug's number. I was like, fuck dude, no way. I scrambled for my phone. Could it be? Was it this easy? Did the last visible numbers match up? Fuck, they did. Those were the last 2 numbers of her number. Fucking what? I proceeded to crash out on my bed while I frantically began texting friends. I crashed out so loudly, Mr. Grumpy came running up the stairs ready to punch a fucking intruder. I tried posting a screen cap, but Threads won't let me post any because I'm being mass reported. I started flailing. My fingers were moving frantically on my keyboard. This was damning. This was fucking infuriating. I was on the brink. Insert a friend here who kindly told me to calm down and wait. I had another friend start screaming at me for the last 4 digits of her phone number. I was like, why? What the fuck? The sense of urgency threw me, a woman with chronic anxiety. It wasn't until after I gave her the last 4 digits of the number that I understood. There was a way to prove this even more than I already had. I was crashing out so fucking hard I overlooked it. Pause. A commercial break. Yes, bitch, this is Hulu now. Please take a look at this thread and support the small businesses posted there. I will link that in the description so you can all go look at all those small businesses. And we're back. My friend entered the last 4 digits of her phone number and the verification code sent. We collectively freaked out. What are the odds that 5 digits out of the mass number matched her number exactly, and that the last 4 digits were actually confirmed and sent the verification message? So I failed math. If anyone would like to actually post the odds, I am curious. So I am chaotic good, and I decided to post the redacted receipts because 1, there's real money involved and this is shitty and people needed to know. 2, I redacted private information because bro, I am not going to dox someone. Before I released the info, I refunded her order because it was the right thing to do. I posted the receipts, then I panicked and spiraled for like 20 minutes because I kid about being the villain, but really I don't want to be, I just want to be the good guy. I began to receive an influx of messages and comments shortly after, a lot of people saying, no shit, and OMG, I believed her. It's been a mixed bag, really. Threads started getting weird, but I just posted a follow-up saying not to harass her because, like, yeah, she fucked up, but she's a human and we make mistakes, and yeah, that was a big one, but also she's clearly going through something and she needs to process and learn from this. Then all y'all went cray because we are bored and living in a fever dream where Donald Trump is president and people are getting kidnapped. So I went to email. I had a notification from Rachel. At 8:59 p.m., she requested a refund for the order and a message from me once it was processed. It already sent it automatically. I'm a fucking paranoid person. I just resent the auto email. I did not engage, nor will I. Now here's the thing. If I were her and I was not lying, I would do something simple. Did you know IPs are tucked away into email headers? I would screen record, navigate to the header of the email from Michelle, and display the IP address of where it originated. Usually the IP address is listed there, and I would do this with full visibility of my own IP address on the screen for transparency. Doodlebug is now waging war on this account by sending her fans after me. There's an active campaign against my small business to be taken down because I'm harassing her. I'm not harassing anyone. I have been very clear in my messaging not to engage. Just unfollow her and do what you want with the information. And now I rest, but not before my closing commercial. Hey, did you know I'm actively raising money for Feeding America? We hit... And she talks about that. Mic drop. I went and read the emails, and I don't understand how anyone fell for it. They all scream fake, or satire at least. Shit happens, I don't blame any of the customers, it just sucks. Someone replied, so where has she been actively waging war against this account? She hasn't posted anything I've been able to find last night or this morning that in any way responds to this, and she's lost 2K plus followers since I was on her page last night looking for anything she supposedly said about the situation. And she writes the Doodles Facebook page, or someone else does, I should say. And this is what was posted in like her private, Facebook group for her customers, her fans. Important, please read. Also want to make mention, it says Rachel Glass Heil posted this, and that actually is a different Rachel. That's what she's saying. I have no proof that it's anything, so it's a different Rachel. Rachel is going through a lot right now. She has surpassed her entire month of October sales in just 5 days. She has a lot of orders to go through and will probably be pausing the website for a short time. Additionally, there is some other drama, only semi-Michelle related, on Threads. If you can please report Grumpy Greetings Co. on Threads. She is claiming that Rachel has harassed her to the point that she felt she needed to block her. This is untrue. Rachel only placed an order with her and chatted with her about the Michelle saga. It is now Lyanna that is encouraging people to harass Rachel, and Rachel is now in a very poor mental state. Rachel is asking that you please not comment/engage with her comments, but please report anything that is encouraging people to harass or dox Rachel. We just want to bring her some peace, and starting more drama in Lyanna's comments will only make it worse. Thank you for everything that you do for Rachel and for Doodles. We can't do this without you. So this comes sort of out of left field. I've not shown you every single thing that Lyanna posted during this time, but there are plenty of posts explicitly saying not to bother Rachel. Here is an example. Please don't harass her. I'm sure she's getting slammed right now. If you're a gremlin, be chill. I think gremlin is what she calls her customers, like, endearingly. Let her process this and hopefully hold herself accountable. If you get a shipping notification tomorrow from me, I'm sorry to report it is a lie. I pre-print shipping labels and thought I would be working today, but today has been, well, shit. So yeah, I'll work tomorrow, and again, I always appreciate your business and understanding. In another one, she says, it wasn't about canceling, it was about clarity. There's a difference between stirring up drama and standing up for what's right. When people are exchanging money, when customers are getting pulled into something under false pretenses, that matters. Transparency matters. I didn't post to destroy someone's life, I posted to hold someone accountable. So yeah, nothing real threatening there as far as I can see, and nowhere did she ever claim Rachel was harassing her. All she said in the previous thread was that she, she didn't want to see Rachel's stuff. So Rachel comes back with the most classic example of a non-apology apology. I am sorry, I fucked up. The whole Michelle thing got bigger than I ever imagined. What started as a silly response to an actual troll form turned into something that I thought would be a silly marketing opportunity. Then when the interactions went viral, I saw it as an opportunity to chip away at debt before Christmas. But I also know some people felt misled and lied to. I'm genuinely sorry. I'm not a scammer. Product was ordered and this wasn't a ploy to take money and run. If you have concerns about your order, please reply to your order email. I will not be handling order information from threads. The support from so many of you through all this means the world. Thank you for giving grace to a human just trying her best. I hope I can give all of you the opportunity to rebuild that trust moving forward. So, much like with Matthew and Paul, I don't think Rachel is a scammer, but she used some unethical marketing to sell her products and is then putting the blame back on the customer for feeling misled and lied to. She easily could have said, I misled and lied to you, but instead she went this direction right out of the shady bitch playbook. So someone, quote, posts her and says, now that you're limiting our ability to repost, quote, mention, and comment, girl, WTF, we don't feel lied to, you fucking lied. And people bought stuff to support you. Please do some inner searching and come back with a legitimate apology, but until then... Yeah, I'm sorry you felt that way isn't a true apology. It's also adding help me I'm poor to excuse it. Yes. In my opinion, I don't believe any of the emails were real at this point. Same. Sticker Rachel has turned off sharing, commenting, and mentions, but she has pinned an admission to her page. She admits she lied and then apologizes after saying, I know some people felt misled and lied to. Girl, felt misled and lied to? Shaking my head. I am now happy to put my interactions with StickerGate to rest, looking forward to continuing to fight fascism until the next Threads drama commercial break. And then she posts, that was also a quote post. So people were very much not impressed with what Rachel had to say for herself. And then she posted on Instagram because she said that Threads wouldn't let her post. So she wrote, I want to publicly apologize to Lyanna from Grumpy Greetings Co. I'm also sorry that my assistant Rachel Heil, Face Mama, to have followers in my VIP group report any comments they believed encouraging doxing or harassment toward me. At the time, I was blocked from seeing those interactions and mistakenly assumed personal information was being shared. Rachel did not know I sent the emails at this time. I also want to acknowledge that some of the posts made yesterday felt hurtful to me, and I reacted out of that emotion. I understand now that Lyanna was expressing her own feelings, not trying to harm me. She's a real person with her own story, and I want to treat her with the same respect and grace that I'd hoped to receive myself. Lyanna, I'm tagging you directly because I want to make sure this apology reaches you. I'm truly sorry for how I handled things. Now, I can't speak for Lyanna, but she specifically mentioned that she did not want to be contacted by Rachel. Whether or not she's okay with this, I don't know. But as an outsider, it seems disrespectful to just disregard Lyanna's wishes just so she can do damage control. So Lyanna got this email. She writes, I got an apology this morning and listen, I appreciate it. I really do, but the damage is done. So I guess, she appreciated the email. Not just to me, but to other small business owners who got dragged into this mess. We've now been labeled as untrustworthy because of someone else's fear and confusion. I've been accused of conspiring with a person I barely know. My name, my business, my integrity, all questioned. And then she shared the email that was sent. Apology and accountability. Hi, Lyanna. I want to sincerely apologize for my actions this week and the harm they caused you. When I asked my assistant, Rachel Heil, to have my VIP members report comments that might have been encouraging doxing or harassment, I was acting out of fear and confusion. I was blocked from seeing the interactions and mistakenly assumed that personal information was being shared. That assumption was wrong, and I take full responsibility for the impact it had. I also recognize that my own hurt led me to misinterpret your posts and see them as attacks instead of expressions of your feelings. That reaction caused more harm, and I'm sorry for that. You didn't deserve to be put in that position, and I regret my part in escalating things instead of handling them privately and calmly. I'm committed to learning from this, repairing what I can, and making sure my actions going forward don't perpetuate further harm. I respect you and your work, and I'm truly sorry for how this unfolded. Thank you for taking the time to read this. I wish you peace and healing from all of this too, Rachel. And then following up with Lyanna's Threads post. Grumpy Greetings was built from the ground up after I got laid off last year. 1 year of late nights, a fuck ton of anxiety, and working my ass off to make this dream real. And in a matter of days, that hard work got stomped on because someone decided to twist a narrative instead of asking questions. I'm genuinely hurt. I've worked too hard to build this community with honesty, transparency, and humor to suddenly be painted as something I'm not. So I want to backtrack just a bit. So this was the rare occasion where I was actually watching the situation unfold in real time. I started to see some of Rachel's posts about Michelle pop up. I got invested, so I went back to Rachel's profile to read through from the very beginning. And at first I was confused because it looked like this is where it started. Rachel posted, I was watching Young Sheldon tonight, and there was a scene where somebody said she was going to tell her prayer group at church not to visit an establishment, and I about died laughing. This is in reference to this contact me form that was sent to Rachel from the email stopthewoke@freedommail.com. Our church small group has decided together that our goal is to pray your business into the ground. We've been meeting every week anyway, but now we lift up your filthy shop by name every time. We ask God to shut the mouths of the wicked, to end the sales of your gay pride junk, your queer hearts, your demon hunter idols, your Trump hate, all of it. We pray protection for kids so they never see your disgusting stickers that promote sin and rebellion. And already, God is working. One of the ladies texted us that you admitted you didn't hit your sales goal for the first time in almost 2 months. We rejoice because that's proof the Lord is answering us. We will not stop till your whole store is shut down and every wicked design is gone. You can pretend you're strong with your woke trash, but you're no match for Prayer Warriors United something. So that was posted the day before talks of Michelle began, but the email address that sent it is not the same one that Michelle used. So I was kind of confused, but I just kind of let it go because I had had 3 beers and I figured it was a me problem. But as this all started to come out, people show up with even more receipts, showing that this is far from the first time Rachel's used this strategy for sales. So back in September, apparently I'm so powerful that I've invented an entire underground sticker buying conspiracy, mastered Photoshop 101, and created an army of fake accounts, all to trick you into thinking people love my work. Wild. Or just hear me out, people just actually buy my stickers. And the contact form is from an email that says faker@mickfakerson.com. Stupid lying bitch, nobody buys your stickers. Stop making fake accounts and photoshopping your sales page. Go get a real job and stop begging people to feel sorry for you. Here's one from October 20th. You're a lazy bitch. An email address, fuckyourmentalhealth@stupidslut.net. Oh, boo-hoo, you were in the hospital. Wow, such a hero. Everyone's got problems. You're not special. Maybe if you spent half as much time working as you do posting about your feelings, you'd actually contribute something. You think people owe you money for drawing stickers? LMAO. Must be nice living in your little make-believe world where mental health is a full-time job. Try waking up before noon, getting a real job, and maybe, just maybe, you wouldn't have to cry online. One from October 4th. Got a contact form today from someone who printed out my website for their prayer group and anointed their flagpole. I'd say I've officially made it as an artist. And this one comes from Nana Banana Jesus Lover 11358 @hotmail.com. I don't even know what kind of demon glue you're sniffing to think these stickers are funny. Every one of them is an insult to God, America, and people with common sense. You think it's brave making fun of patriots online? It's not bravery, it's just plain sad. I printed out your website and showed it to my prayer group. We all prayed over it and asked the Lord to open your eyes. My pastor said we should anoint our flagpoles and pray this filth off the internet, and I think he's right. I can't believe you live in this country and use your freedom to mock it. You're what's wrong with America today. Bet you don't even say the pledge or own a single real flag. I ain't buying a thing from you, but I'm gonna tell Hobby Lobby they need more Jesus stickers to drown out this garbage. You'll see, truth always wins. Here's another one from October 30th. She's like quoting, "Stop begging people to buy your stickers." And then, okay, but they're buying them. Like, that's the biggest part. Also, pneumonia, because this person spelled it wrong in their email. "You stupid bitch. Too bad you are sick. Hope you come down with pneumonia and you can't work. You are a disgrace to hardworking Americans by mooching off people online, begging them 3 buy your stickers, you sad little girl. Go get a real job or leave the country. Bye." So this is clearly a pattern, and it makes total sense why Lyanna had privately, not publicly, decided she didn't want to interact with her. Lyanna was using her genuine experiences in like a making lemonade out of lemons situation to connect with her audience, and not only did Rachel do the same thing, but it was all fabricated, and Rachel was blowing up. I totally get it. And until this situation with Michelle, Lyanna didn't say anything against Rachel. She has said it, and I absolutely 100% believe that the only reason Lyanna said anything is because she felt it was wrong for Rachel to be using this story for sales and then taking advantage of people who just wanted to help. A lot of people who ordered from her are wanting to be refunded because they no longer want to support her. And one good thing that has come out of this situation is how many other sticker shops have become visible, at least on my feed. But it gets even weirder when this person, Victoria, asks for a refund. We can see the email that was sent. "Hello, I'd like a refund, please. Thank you." And in response to that, "Hi, Victoria. I completely understand your decision and want to sincerely apologize for how the Michelle situation unfolded. It started as a social experiment that grew far beyond what I intended, and I recognize it caused confusion and frustration. That was never my goal, and I take full responsibility. I'm processing refunds as quickly as possible. You don't need to do anything else on your end. Please allow 3 to 5 business days for it to reflect on your account. It may take a bit longer depending on your bank or payment method. I truly appreciate the time and trust you gave my small business. Even if this experience changed your mind about ordering again, I hope you know I'm genuinely sorry for how this played out, and I'm doing everything I can to make it right. Thank you for giving me the chance to fix this. Rachel, Doodles, and Sketches." So now it was a social experiment. Like, what the actual... So much of the language used in this email just once again deflects blame. How the situation unfolded, how this played out. Like, ma'am, excuse me. And to make things even worse for herself, her husband decided to get on her account and post, which just never helps things. "Mr. Doodles here. If your mission is to cause Rachel grave emotional harm, then congratulations, mission accomplished. We are also very much aware of the harm caused to Rachel's friends and core community. Please consider that none of her defenders have done anything to deserve harassment. They are among the most hurt by this whole situation. Call Mr. Doodles fake or another contrivance. Believe what you will, but please consider that real people are being really hurt." And of course, the replies are off. So I always think these kinds of posts are like the cringiest. I would never in a million years let my husband come on my accounts and write something like this if I fucked up. People on the internet seem to forget that you really can just give a genuine apology and like step away. Additionally, Rachel had posted on Instagram earlier in the day that Threads wasn't letting her post, but this was able to be posted. It's just kind of weird. I'm not insinuating anything, but it just seems kind of weird. So this person replied, "Dear Mr. Doodles, I understand your desire to protect your missus." Hold on, I should say. It's not a reply. It's their own post because you couldn't reply. "I understand your desire to protect your missus, but getting on social media to try to shame the people she lied to for over a week isn't the way to do it. Your missus created fake emails to continue to get attention. She played on the empathy of others and took their money. I saw her post where she gleefully stated she was having record sales. As embarrassed as your missus is, and as sad as she is that she's tarnished her image, it's no one's fault but her own." This person says, "Not to mention you're blowing her cover. She claimed she couldn't post on Threads." So yeah, I just can't see a world where I'd want Christopher to get on here and defend me. Like, I'm sure part of him would want to, but I also think he's smart enough to recognize that it wouldn't be helpful. So after a day of Mr. Doodles' post being up, she added another little note. I'm not fully back, but I love knowing that I have a fake husband and I'm told by strangers online that I run behind a man to fix all my problems. My husband literally had to pry my phone out of my hands because my mental health was in a very dark place, self-caused admittedly, that's good at least, and he was hurt seeing what he saw when he was monitoring threads to handle messages. My husband prefers to stay quiet and has been known as Mr. Doodles. Get off the internet. Do some self-reflection and don't read the comments. Like, that is rule number one. If your mental health is in a dark place because of something that happened online, do not go online. Now, with a name like Rachel Doodles, you'd think she did doodle, but no. All of her artwork is either licensed art drawn by another artist or images taken from Canva, which is not to say there's anything wrong or immoral about doing so, but her username and business name Doodles and Sketches are pretty misleading. She has this disclaimer on all of her products, like all of them, and if she had drawn any at all, she would be the owner of the image. And so it says, copyright notice, I do not sell or claim ownership of the characters or graphics. All images belong to their respective copyright and trademark holders. So this is my own opinion, and you're more than welcome to have a different one. But I think that even with a license to use a design where it's not legally required to credit the artist, it's a bit deceptive when you're running a business with Doodles in the name. Here's a thread from an artist that I felt summed it up nicely. There was a little dialogue with another person before about like licensed IKEA art, which led into this thread. But it isn't the same thing. These small businesses are misleading their customers by letting people believe they're the artist behind the designs they commercially licensed, and the general public isn't savvy enough to clock it. I see so many print/cut/profits using rhetoric that's either intentionally deceptive or lie by omission. Look what I made with a sticker they printed/cut but didn't design. No mention of the artist. Doodle art design in their name, but they don't doodle or design anything. Someone comments, OMG, I love this design, I'm obsessed. And all they say is, thank you, with again, no mention of the artist who designed it. It's 100% fine to purchase commercial licenses of designs made by real artists. That's the whole point of commercial licenses. The issue I have is seeing them take up massive space within the artist market and online circles with no mention whatsoever of them not being an actual artist, while people fawn all over them as if they are. Nothing on their websites about their designs being outsourced, nothing on the individual listings denoting the artist they purchased the design from. I know not every license requires credit, but still. Again, the general public can't discern the difference. They don't know what they're looking at. They think they're artists, and the print cut profits are perfectly content pretending they are, especially with names like Rachel Doodles. It's deceptive and silly. Obviously, this is not something that's exclusive to Rachel, but I did feel it was worth mentioning just because it's an example of her being deceitful. So before I wrap up, I want to bring up a point that's incredibly important and I think was stated really well by this user, Meadow and May. I know StickerGate feels kind of silly to a lot of people, but it's a symptom of a much larger systemic problem. White women exaggerating or lying about harassment just makes it even harder for marginalized people to be believed when they speak their truth. This person says it's part of the scam society we've just come to accept. Billionaires with tax loopholes and putting all of the onus on consumers instead of protecting them. We're living in a time where scamming is at an all-time high. Don't I know it? So, while this specific situation might seem unimportant and silly, it's part of a much, much larger problem affecting all marginalized communities, but especially people of color. And I'm in no way trying to shame anyone for seeing the fake messages she posted, taking them at face value, and wanting to support her. I love the idea of just believing people when they say things and not have to question whether or not they're being genuine. Like, truly, there's little I would like more than that being the case. But you have to ask yourself, would people be rushing to her website to spend thousands of dollars if she was not a white woman? It's definitely worth reflecting on beyond just the obviously unethical things Rachel did, but also the bigger impact of her actions. Some other posts that I thought, summed it up really well. Yep, we don't need to lie about some imaginary MAGA being hateful because MAGA is out there actively being hateful in real life. Making up scenarios for virality only distracts from real aggressions. I can't stop thinking about this. It really does go to show how dangerous and powerful white women tears can be. Look at the amount of support and money that came through, not to mention people harassing Michelle on her behalf. This was just to boost sales. Imagine those tears being used for real hate. Very little has changed over the last century. And right before I started filming this, like literally right before, someone sent me this screenshot of where Rachel deleted every single part of this story. Like every single post, every single email. So that's just something, you know, people that didn't do anything wrong usually don't do. So who knows if we've seen the last of Rachel? This whole StickerGate drama got pretty big, even outside this small niche community, obviously. So it'll be interesting to see if she is able to make any kind of comeback. I really do hope she has learned something through all of this and she's recognized how valuable customer trust is. I will certainly keep my eyes peeled for any sign of a return, but I really hope she takes some time away from the internet because continuing to make posts is only making it worse. And one last thing I want to mention, because this happened this morning after I was like ready to film and everything, but she like reposted her own thread where she says, I want to be clear about something. I'm going to mess up. I'm human. I'm going to get things wrong, miss context, or be unaware of something I should know. I'll make typos that completely change the meaning of a sentence. And because we are different people, there will be times we don't agree. If that happens, I want you to feel like you can talk to me. I want to understand if I've hurt you or crossed a boundary. I can't undo a mistake, but I can acknowledge it and learn from it. I try to lead with empathy. I show grace to others because I know how it feels to be learning in real time. I only ask for the same in return because community and connection require space for imperfection. So she posted that in August and then she just like reposted it. And I just think that's kind of weird. But literally doesn't mean anything. I'm just expressing what I think. So hey, you probably thought this video was about to end, and so did I. I filmed this video on November 9th. I'd planned to post it sometime during this week. Because I'm on vacation, I would do the editing and all of that while I lounge around beautiful Joshua Tree. But 2 days later, my video's already outdated. Not so much as in like I don't want to post a video, but I am going to drag this out just a little bit longer. So since I filmed my first video, Rachel has made an appearance back on the internet and she changed her Threads bio, which just didn't serve her in any way. It now says Rachel Doodles in Life, she, her, by ADHD/Spoonie. And then she says, real stories, sometimes told as parody, never to mock, always to relate. And then she says, cartoons, chaos, comfort, doodles. So now it's parody. Got it. And folks were rightfully pissed off by this because it feels like now she's trying to flip the narrative and make it seem like it's everyone else's fault for like not understanding that the whole thing was just a parody. I could be reading too much into it or making it into something it doesn't need to be, but that's the way it came off to me, and it did come off that way to other people as well. So then Rachel follows it up with this. What I do or don't do will never be good enough for some, and if that's you, read. I see you trying to interpret my parody and storytelling bio adjustments as reflections of my old post. They're not. My apologies were made publicly, privately, and sincerely. Those posts, plus every post that I ever made anywhere, have been dissected, analyzed, and turned into think pieces by complete strangers who have no shortage of unqualified opinions about what I said or didn't say. Moving forward, the direction of this account is changing. Removing my old post doesn't change the narrative. It means I'm done leaving the posts out for you to pick apart. The people who chose to have real conversations with me privately know where my heart is. You can be disappointed and walk away. That's reasonable. The rest will believe what they want, and I will not tolerate toxicity. Now I have to trust that what I do and who I am is enough, no matter who disagrees. Yes, this has been discussed in therapy and present. I'm owning it and I'm doing the work whether you believe it or not. It's wild. What's wild is watching people profit off of condemning me. I'm experiencing harassment and bullying from real people. My story's public, and so are the lies and harassment that have followed. I see it, I'm aware, and it's being documented appropriately. So, like, no one should be harassing anyone. I feel like we can agree on that. But I do find it difficult summoning sympathy for her when she just won't leave it alone. I completely understand her feelings that she can't do anything without her posts just being scrutinized and just overly analyzed, but that's why she needs to get off the internet. She needs to stop making posts. The world has already seen this Michelle stuff. It's out there. She can't undo it. Not a real way to delete that. But by continuing to post and changing her bio and all of that, it makes it seem like she just hasn't learned a thing. And much like we've seen when it comes to some of the other people I've spoken about, there comes a time when you need to just stop defending yourself and you really just need to focus on disappearing for a little bit. Because most of the people that she's trying to like prove stuff to don't actually care. This is passing on their feed and they have an opinion, sure, myself included. Like, I'm not going to be thinking about this in another few months. And she's making it so this will continue to take longer and it will be more cemented in people's brains. I mean, that's what I think. That's Streisand effect, all of that. Like, internet drama happens every single day and people forget stuff. So either she doesn't understand that she's making it worse or she's just really enjoying the spotlight. Who knows? There is a freaking fly like flying around here, and I'm sorry that I keep doing this, but it's really annoying. Okay, so sorry, I had to adjust. It's the lighting in here, it's so bright, so much natural light, but unfortunately that doesn't necessarily make for great filming. But anyways, this is Fable and Flame Co., which is another sticker company that quote posted the one that I just read. It says, "This is insane. Utterly unhinged. I'm being bullied by real people. Unlike the fake people you made up to make sales. Funny how that works. People are profiting off of my misfortune. The only profit we're making is because we've had to spend the last week defending our own integrities after you gave all sticker shops a bad name. Mr. Doodles needs to take her phone. I'm sick of this shit." And then someone quote posted that thread and added, "Rachel, my good fucking lord, just shut up. The majority of the internet will move on in a week, and those who've spent money will move on when they've gotten refunds. The friends that you hurt will take time to heal, and so will you after doing all of this, that you admit you brought on yourself after lying for marketing. The worst thing you can do is keep talking. Shh. Like, truly, just stop talking." And then Rachel went over to Fable and Flame Co.'s Etsy shop, where she had previously purchased stickers and decided to leave her negative reviews. So she says, "Oh my God, so Rachel ordered stickers for me a few months ago and just left me a bunch of 2-star reviews because I called her out on Threads. LMFAO. This is a new low even for her. It tanked my Etsy reviews rating to, bitch, the audacity to call my art AI is stunning. What the fuck?" And so then she provided the receipts. So here we can see this was ordered on October 13th, delivered October 30th. And we can see that she ordered this Safe Space Pride Planet sticker, political sarcasm sticker, Save DOE sticker, and Invisible Illness tarot card sticker. And so down here you can see her name, and that was something she purchased. And so here we can see the items that she left reviews on. Kind of cute but grainy and doesn't look good. Backing was hard to remove. Poorly made, ripped easily when trying to readjust positioning, because it's a sticker and they are sticky. Looks like AI. Poorly made and grainy quality. Would not shop again. Shipping was okay. Material isn't very good and wasn't impressed with the stickers. Appearance was blurry and grainy. Will not shop with this company again. So Fables and Flames, like I said, they made it very easy to see like all the evidence is in order, and that nearly 2 weeks after receiving her order, and coincidentally a few short hours, I'm pretty sure, after Fables and Flames wrote her post about this, that's when Rachel decided to go leave these reviews. I've seen other sticker people on Threads say that like something like this happened to them as well with her, but I don't know. Like, I haven't seen anyone produce hard proof, so I really couldn't say. The real thing, before I end this video for real, is that I found even more instances of her lying for sales. And these aren't things that I went looking for. I mean, I typed in on Threads like Rachel Doodles just because needed to make sure I had covered all my bases before I did this like final wrap up, and they just popped up even though they're old. So that was kind of strange. But this one says, "Dear sticker loser, thank you so much for your incredibly thoughtful email. It truly warms my heart to know that my little corner of the internet made you this mad. If everything on my website is garbage, feel free to keep hate scrolling and sending those hateful emails. I run on spite and sticker sales, and you've generously fueled both today. All my worst. Rachel, founder of Doodles and Sketches, proud sticker lady extraordinaire." That one was from July, and then this one was from October 8th. Lost Lost a customer today because my art supports Big Pharma. She said she's adding me to her local moms group's don't support list. Honestly, if I'm banned by the essential oil MLM crowd, I think that's a career milestone. So yes, Doodles and Sketches supports public health if that's not abundantly clear. So, you know, it's just concerning how long this has been going on, how she only seems to be taking accountability enough for her to try to like be able to rehab her image. And the fact that she's now feeling wronged because people weren't immediately like, okay, you apologize, we forgive you, all is well. Like she thinks that now that she's apologized, sort of, she like just deserves immediate forgiveness. Especially from, like I said, people who don't really care that much. So like, what's their motivation to forgive her? They don't care. I'm not saying that's a great way to live, but it's just how it is. So, okay, now I am sending you back to me in the past, and I'll do my little outro thing. Thank you for watching. So, for today's indie author spotlight, I am featuring Eddie Pittman, a queer indie author from DC who is obsessed with cats, same, reads as much science fiction as possible, and by day, works as an attorney. He has 2 books out right now, Missing Among the Stars, which is the first in a 3-part series, and the sequel, Revolution Among the Stars. In his own words, I wanted to write a story where the main characters are queer without making that a focus of the story. Which, to be clear, there's nothing wrong with making it the forefront. I just like the escapism of characters being queer without any repercussions of bigotry. His books follow Casey Mako and his investigation into a bunch of random events going on in the galaxy. A virus, a missing colony, and a terrorist attack from aliens who everyone thought were extinct. Along with a band of misfits, Casey finds out that the 3 events are actually connected, but what connects them is truly horrific. So down in the description, I will link Eddie's social media, as well as where you can purchase his books if they sound like something you'd enjoy. Indie authors are a vital part of the bookish community, so try to support them however you can, even if that just means a follow on social media. And if you'd like to be featured on my indie author spotlight, there is a form down in the description as well. If you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, I would love it if you would, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!